It is the summer of 2000, and the California electricity grid is literally on the verge of total collapse.
Rolling blackouts, heat waves, people trapped in elevators.
And in Houston, Texas, energy traders inside Enron are sitting on phone lines, actively telling power plant operators in California to shut down healthy generation plants for artificially manufactured maintenance.
Wait, they were intentionally turning off the power?
Intentionally. They choked the supply, triggered artificial shortages, and spiked the price of electricity by up to 1,000%. And because of an accounting method called mark-to-market, if Enron signed a deal to sell power over 20 years, they did not wait 20 years to see if it worked. They estimated their projected profits over 2 decades and booked the entire figure on day one.
Day one? That is absolute madness.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I am Emily Culver from Club Genius, where common sense goes to battle against corporate nonsense.
And I am Lachlan Reed. And look, usually when people talk about Enron, they go straight to, bad apples, criminal executives, straight up fraud. But the actual machinery underneath, mate, even a kangaroo could trip over this setup.
Exactly. It was not just a few bad actors. It was a system built to optimize output at all costs, paired with internal oversight that was completely weaponized.
You are talking about Jeffrey Skilling and his review process, right? The, what did they call it? Rank and yank?
The Performance Review Committee. Every 6 months, employees were evaluated, and the bottom 15% were flat out fired. Every single 6 months.
Man, that is brutal. I actually worked at an Aussie tech firm years ago that tried a version of stack ranking. They wanted us to rank software engineers on every sprint. You know what happened?
What happened?
Blokes started hiding bugs in the code. If you found a critical bug in your mate's feature, you would not tell him. You would hold on to it until the review window, drop it on his desk, and watch his rating plummet, so you did not end up in the bottom bucket.
Wow. So the system turned peer feedback into a competitive elimination game.
100%. The oversight system did not stop bad code, mate. It made everyone create bad code to survive. And at Enron, it was that exact same engine, just scaled up to billions of dollars.
If a deal lost money 6 months later, rank and yank meant you could not admit a loss. You had to fake new theoretical deals to cover the cash gap from the old ones.
So, okay, if the internal culture was completely eaten alive by this engine, where were the adults in the room? Like, what about the accountants? What about the board?
That is where Chief Financial Officer Andrew Fastow came in. To hide the giant canyon between reported paper profits and actual cash in the bank, he created off-balance sheet entities, special purpose entities with names like Chuco, LJM, and Raptor.
Right, shell companies.
Enron would transfer money-losing assets to Fastow's shell companies at wildly inflated values, booking fake profits. And how did Fastow's shell companies pay for those assets? Using loans backed by Enron's own stock.
Wait, say that again? They backed the loan to buy their own bad assets using their own stock value.
Yes, a complete circular feedback loop. And to make it work, every external gatekeeper had to sign off. The board of directors signed explicit conflict of interest waivers so Fastow could run these entities while sitting as CFO.
No way.
Arthur Andersen, their external auditing firm, approved the off-balance sheet structures because Enron was paying them tens of millions of dollars in consulting fees alongside audit fees.
Ah, the classic consulting trap. Why bite the hand that feeds you $20 million a year, right?
Exactly. And the investment banks structured complex financial vehicles that treated pure debt as prepaid commodity trades just to keep deal flow moving.
So every single alarm bell was wired directly into a mute button.
Every single one. And when someone inside finally raised the alarm, Vice President Sherron Watkins, who wrote a memo directly to CEO Ken Lay, warning that Enron might implode in a wave of accounting scandals.
What did Lay do?
Leadership immediately consulted legal counsel, not to audit the books, but to check if they had legal grounds to fire her.
Oh, mate. Shoot the messenger, protect the process.
Until late 2001, when the financial gap became too massive to hide. Enron had to issue a $1.2 billion equity write-down. Bankruptcy hit, and Arthur Andersen employees literally started shredding audit documents in Houston to hide the paper trail, which ended up destroying Arthur Andersen as a firm, too.
That is just wild. But look, Emily, this is not just 20-year-old history, is it? We see this precise thing happen today.
It happens everywhere common sense gives way to process. In system design, we call this the incentive inversion principle.
The jumping janitors, mate. My tongue is tying up. Incentive inversion principle?
The principle says, you cannot supervise an autonomous system using components that derive their rewards from that same system.
Right. If your paycheck or your rating or your survival depends on the engine going fast, your oversight is never going to hit the brakes.
Think about modern AI systems with human-in-the-loop governance. We put an operator in front of a screen to review automated outputs. But if the system generates 2,000 flags an hour and evaluates the operator on handling speed, what does the human do?
They just click approve, approve, approve. Rubber stamp central.
Or look at a commercial kitchen during rush hour. A master chef sets strict safety protocols. But when orders triple and staff performance is measured purely on ticket resolution time, safety steps get skipped. The protocol exists on paper, but the environment dictates real-world behavior.
Man, that is spot on. We love building fancy compliance dashboards and green light status indicators, thinking we have got safety locked down.
When, in reality, an oversight mechanism bound to the incentives of the system it monitors is not a safeguard. It is just a shock absorber that delays accountability until total collapse.
So, here is today's Club Genius lesson for everyone listening at work tomorrow.
If your oversight metrics are tied to the exact same speed and output targets as the work being checked, you do not have control. You just have compliance theater.
Ask yourself, who in your team actually has the power to pull the brake without getting yanked?
Good question. Good chatting, Lachlan.
Catch you next time, mate.